What's up, guys? It's Jades back here again for a brand new Teen Wolf related video, and in today's video is going to be part 1 of 2 of finishing off our character rankings for every season of Teen Wolf individually. So today we're going to be doing Teen Wolf Season 6 Part 1. Next video will be Teen Wolf Season 6 Part 2. Then we will revisit this at the end of January to do the ranking for every character in Teen Wolf the movie when Teen Wolf the movie comes out at the end of next month. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first character we have here is, of course, Claudia Stilinski, Styles' mother, who isn't really back. Obviously, it's just her as a pigmentation of the Wild Hunt. I'm going to put Claudia in A. I like Claudia. She was good for Sheriff Stilinski. You know, seeing her with Sheriff Stilinski again was nice. She was also a good antagonist as well for Styles and Sheriff Stilinski as well. And I really like Claudia's character, so she's going in tier A. Next is Corey. Corey can go in C. Was never really a big fan of Corey. I'm not a big fan of a lot of the new characters that they introduced post like season 4. So yeah, Corey goes in C. Our boy Deaton. Deaton's never been the best character. He's never been the worst. He's literally the definition of a mid character. So I'm gonna put Deaton in B for season 6 part 1. Douglas goes in S tier. Of course, a lot of you guys know this is one of my personal favorite villains from the show. One of the best villains with one of the best motivations, and one of the only few villains to completely almost win. I think the only villain that came close to winning actually, and actually getting his plans across successfully and having Scott take his first L. So yeah, Douglas S tier for me. Love Douglas as a villain. Great character. Definitely lived up to the hype from all the build up for him in season 5. Next is going to be Gwen, Alicia Bowe's character. I'm putting her in D. She was bad, didn't like her, didn't care too much. Hayden, liked her more this season than season 5. Still a bad character. Piss poor man's version of Allison Argent. So yeah, she's going here. And when I mean Allison Argent, I mean she was Liam's version of Allison. Like she was Allison Argent for Liam. So yeah, poor man's version of Allison. Isn't it kind of weird how you have like Hayden is like Liam's Allison, and then like Hikari in the Teen Wolf movie is gonna be Liam's Kira? It's kind of weird, don't you think? Repeating some plot points, Jeff Davis. Anyway, next is Liam. Liam's gonna go in A. Season 6 part 1, definitely a strong season for Liam from what I can remember. Yeah, really like Liam this season. I didn't start to like Liam's character until season 5. But for me, I feel like season 6 part 1 Liam is very good. Very good. Definitely enjoyed him here. Lydia Martin, of course, had the best development in this entire season. Of course, S tier, one of the top 3 best characters in the whole franchise. It's Lydia. Do I really have to say anything else? Malia is going to go in A tier. I feel like Malia's best season was season 5. I liked her individually, but I didn't like the story they gave her with the whole Desert Wolf thing. It's one of the worst stories in the whole series. Didn't give a shit about Malia's mom at all. Didn't care about Malia nearly enough for them to give her own backstory, so Malia's gonna go in A. Mason is, again, another definition of a mid character, so I'm gonna put him in B. Melissa McCall is going to go in the A tier. Really loved her this half of the season. Lydia's mom can go in D. Can't stand her. This kid that Malia had sex with in episode 2, what was his name? Nathan. He can also go in D. He was trash. Really annoying as well. Sheriff Stilinski, by far his best season in the entire series. The best performance of Lyndon Ashby throughout all the seasons. Definitely an S tier character. Definitely one of the standout characters from the first half of season 6, obviously. Kira's mom only appeared in one episode for a couple of minutes just to give Liam Kira a sword so he can bring back Theo. So I'm going to put her in C. She doesn't do much aside from that, like literally at all. Parrish Parrish can go in B or C. Doesn't really matter for me. I think I'm gonna put Parrish in C because he turned into Douglas's little bitch this entire season, and he got one of the most disgusting and dirty fall-offs I think I've ever seen in fiction, period. Like, the fact that Douglas made this dude his slave for like half of the season and Parrish was just some guy's guard dog was completely disrespectful in every way, shape, or form, which is another reason why I love Douglas as a villain and why he's S tier. The fact that he made Parrish a little bitch was epic. It was a badass moment for him. So yeah, next Peter. Of course, Peter, one of the best characters in season 6, part 1. This is Peter's redemption season, pretty much what they've been building towards for the entire series. In my opinion, I think it was done beautifully. So yeah, Peter, S tier, definitely one of the best characters of part 1 with his redemption arc, of course. Next is Scott. Scott's gonna go in the A tier. I feel like Scott gets shafted a little bit. I feel like he doesn't really do that much until the end. I feel like he's kind of just there as a main character. Nothing really happens with him too much in part 1, but you know, it's still cool having Scott there as the main character, of course. Styles, S tier. Don't really have to talk about Styles. This whole season is literally about Styles, even more so than the No Kitsune arc, because the No Kitsune is more about Void Styles and the No Kitsune than anything, rather than Styles himself. This season is literally the Styles centric season. So yeah, S tier, of course. Theo, loved his redemption arc. I know a lot of people weren't a fan of Theo getting redeemed, but I didn't mind seeing it, and I felt like it was done serviceably, to the point where I actually started to like Theo a lot more than I did in season 5, because as y'all know, I did not like Theo in season 5. He was annoying. But yeah, Theo definitely redeemed himself in my eyes in season 6, goes in S tier. And then Chris, again, one of my favorite characters in Teen Wolf personally, hella underrated, goes in S tier as well. So that's going to do it for my... Actually, you know what? Let's go back and re-rank all the characters in individual tiers. So Styles is, of course, number 1. I put Lydia at number 2, Stilinski at 3, Peter at number 4, Douglas at 5, Theo 6. Actually, I put Chris, Scott. Actually, no, Melissa, Scott, okay, Mason, and I don't care about these. So yeah, that's going to do it for my Teen Wolf Season 6 Part 1 ranking for all the characters in Season 6 Part 1. Season 6 Part 2 is going to be a handful because there's twice as many characters as there were in Part 2 as there are in Part 1. Part 1 actually had one of the smallest rosters for characters in any of the seasons, which I think is better because it allows you to focus more on certain characters and give characters a lot more shine, rather than having a bunch of characters appear in like 10 episodes like the next part, which was extremely rushed. So yeah, that's gonna do it for me. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys leave a like. Also, make sure you guys subscribe and turn on all your post notifications so that you never miss a future upload from me. I'm Jade. I'm gonna get out of here. Make sure you guys have a blessed New Year's, and yeah.